Hello again guys, and welcome to our second ever video on Bride to Force. Today we are going to be talking about what to do when you first get engaged, and this is my question to Hannah because I felt like this so badly. As soon as Mike proposed I was like, I'm engaged, now what do I do?
Oh my god.
What do I do now? So Hannah, what do we do now? She's got a list, the top 10 things. That was 5, 10. Sorry, carry on.
I can't even count, where are we going with this? Yeah, we thought about putting together a list of top 10 things which will kind of give you a main focus of what you're going to do for the rest
of the wedding.
Your life.
The rest of your life.
For the next
it is going to be the rest of your life.
Months. First of all is probably buy a wedding journal. This is something that I did for Fleur. As soon as I heard, I was like, oh my god, and went out and bought her lots of organised journals, and yeah, so it kind of gives you an idea of,
so you can brainstorm and like write lists and things,
ideas, magazine clips, anything that you can think of. Any of your mates giving you top tips, write them all down because they might be useful in
rip things
future.
up, cut them out,
and it also becomes quite a cool scrapbook to keep for years to come, as a bit of a
how I did it for my wedding, what we did, what was I thinking. Okay, number 2,
look back and laugh. Number 2 is set a date, obviously very important.
I haven't got that far yet.
It's kind of tricky. Lots of things to think about. Family and friends, their dates, when everyone's going to be around, which is really, you're finding that hard, aren't you? Really tricky, getting everyone together. But work on that, and obviously setting a budget becomes,
that's number 3.
Number 3, set a budget. That becomes another high priority to kind of make sure you're focused on the objective and not go too far beyond your means.
Overspend and have,
which is easy to do.
Yeah.
Guest list is also important. That kind of helps you as well to come to terms with where you might want to get married, the ideas on catering, it basically becomes the focus of everything. What a lot of people do now is have people for the day and then a separate list for the evening if you're struggling either to fit them into the venue or on a budgetary cost. We don't quite know what we're going to do.
No,
do we?
No, we haven't decided yet.
It's a tricky one, but get a list together, and obviously consult everyone so that you don't upset anyone. That can be awkward.
Not invited, it's never good. Number 5,
a wedding venue. Obviously you've got the wedding ceremony and the wedding reception. Sometimes you can combine the two if you're lucky, other times you need to find 2, so start thinking about that. A good way is, there's a lot of information on the internet, websites, etc. Also talk to friends and family, they'll have ideas on where other people local to you have got married, or fantastic places that you could go to.
Because sometimes you need special licenses too, like I know our cousins got married outside and they had to have a ceremony before to be officially married, and then have somebody that can do it and it's all very complicated.
A blessing outside if you wanted to do it that way. There's lots of kind of
technicalities to these things. Number 6.
The tone of the wedding is important. Do you want it to be formal, or do you want it to be very informal, slightly hippie style, or something that's very traditional?
Extravagant, very simple, bohemian.
And then that kind of conjures up ideas on theme, general colours that you might want to use.
That's kind of later along the line, isn't it?
That's a fun bit, but you can start thinking about that.
Yeah. Number 7.
The wedding party. So who are going to be your bridesmaids?
I've done that already. I skipped to number 7 before all the others.
They don't have to be done in order.
No.
Best man or best men. My husband ended up having 5, which was kind of interesting. Greedy and indecisive.
Yeah.
Ushers, page boys, flower girls, and then also how you're going to get your parents involved on both sides is also important. So
they feel included.
Inclusion in there is really important.
Number 8.
The engagement party is always a fun one. This is something I've been doing this week for Fleur.
Very exciting.
Loads of people don't do. I didn't actually have one. You don't have to have one, but it's something to think about if you do want to get everyone together to kind of celebrate the exciting news. And quite often the big wedding day is going to be, say, 12-18 months down the line, so it's nice to get everyone together and celebrate.
And have some champagne.
Indeed.
Number 9.
Suppliers. Starting to think about which suppliers you're going to use. So
this is tricky because most people wouldn't know how to contact suppliers.
This one can be a bit further down the line. You don't have to do this immediately. But a good way to do this again is websites. So you're looking at caterers, possible marquees if you wanted marquees, florists. I think possibly the best way is to think of friends that you've known that have got married in the area local to where you want to get married. If you like their wedding, just go with their contacts, which is a good way. And then you've tasted their food and you've seen their flowers, which is always good.
You can pick out the best bits of all the weddings that you've been to and smash them all together.
How you do it, because it could be a bit personal if you're picking one person's wedding.
I'm gonna have the exact same wedding as you.
I don't really like yours, so I don't want your contact.
Number 10, the most exciting one.
Dress shopping.
Can we go soon?
Something we haven't done.
I really want to go.
Most exciting bit, I think.
What have you got to say about dress shopping?
What have I got to say about, apart from it being really exciting?
It's never too early, it says on her notes.
Yeah, it's never actually
This is
too
how
early.
organised a wedding planner she is. Look at these
I'm
notes.
a bit obsessive compulsive. Basically just a good time to go and get excited, really. I'd say try on everything in the shop, because it's quite often not the one that you immediately go to and thinks that will suit you, being the one that
Suits your style.
Just kind of have an open mind when you go along, I think. Bit of champagne helps, and all your best girlfriends, and of course your mum.
Yeah, that's the bit I'm most excited about. That is it for the first video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed our top 10 tips of what to do when you get engaged. We will be back next week with another video for you. Until then, see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.